I wanted to change the narrative of the Filipino-American story, especially Filipinos coming from the Philippines and settling here. The reality is, it's not that they're content, but I think they think that there's lack of opportunity. And I wanted to prove that there's a lot of opportunity in America.
Brendan, you're a young SVP at the age of 34 for a major American bank and probably the youngest bank manager in history of banking. You started when you were 17. How did you get to this point?
At one point, I was a bank intern, and it was supposed to be a 3-month stint. But I think they saw a young guy with a lot of determination, hungry, want to be very successful, and thought it'd be a good opportunity to give me a chance. And again, this could have been just a 3-month internship, but it turned out to be a 17-year career in the banking industry. I didn't have experience. I was in high school. But again, I think they saw that this kid has a lot of potential. And I think that's the great thing about being here in America, right? We all have the opportunity to succeed. And at the time, it wasn't Bank of America, it was Wells Fargo who gave me the opportunity. I had a manager who really understood the importance of mentoring someone. And if it wasn't for that person, I don't think I would have been involved in the banking industry. So it's a lot of components just coming together. And a lot of it too is blessing from the man above. I think I can't deny the fact that that's a big portion of that.
The story of your life, in one word, we were talking about it with your executive director for NaFFAA, Carissa. Hi, Carissa. She coined this phrase for you, which is taking a gamble on life.
Yeah.
You took a gamble on life in a way that's more meaningful because your family is actually in Vegas.
Yeah.
You were born and raised in Vegas?
I was born in the Philippines, grew up in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But the rest of your family is still there.
Every single one of
You're
them.
the only one who got out.
I'm the rebel.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
What pushed you out?
You know, I think growing up as a kid in Las Vegas, my parents, blue collar, working in the casino industry, especially my mom. I remember she would go to work around 4 o'clock every single day, and she would get off at 3 a.m. in the morning, and she would wake up 2 hours later to make breakfast so she can send her kids to school. And I saw that cycle every single day, and I just wanted to make a difference because I don't want my mom to work every single day and have to wake up so early and then go back and do it again. I wanted to change that. And I knew that if I didn't leave Las Vegas, if I didn't pursue my dream to, be high up in the banking industry, she'd be like that, she'd be working till like she's 70 and be content about it. And I wasn't about that. I wanted to change the narrative of the Filipino-American story, especially Filipinos coming from the Philippines and settling here.
And that's what you're doing now with NaFFAA, which is
That's right.
what we're going to be talking about in just a little while. But I kind of want to bring this story out of you, the story of when your grandmother passed in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's every time I talk about that, I get emotional, right? So I remember vividly, we were in Lake Tahoe, California on summer vacation, or it must have been a winter vacation. Cousins from the Philippines called and said, hey, your Lola's not doing well. A couple of days later, unfortunately, she passed away. So we had to make arrangements to go to the Philippines. And as you can imagine, I have 4 siblings, so 7 members of the family. And of course, I'm the favorite. So your mom and you will go to the Philippines and represent the family and attend the funeral. Even that was sad already, the fact that only 2 of the 7 members of the family could attend. And then a couple of days later, I remember before the flight, supposedly, my dad came to me and said, unfortunately, I can't send you. I can only afford 1 ticket. So as you can imagine, my grandma was my hero. And the fact that I can't even say goodbye to the person who raised me for a couple of years was very tough, right? So I made a commitment to myself that, I never want to be in a situation like this where, God forbid, a loved one goes to heaven and you can't even say goodbye to them. Life is incredibly short, and I said I'm going to be very successful because that's not going to happen ever again. And I want to make sure I can provide for my family. That's the biggest thing. And to your point, the bank essentially took a gamble on a young kid. I mean, how many 17, 18-year-old kid would you find in a career like that? It just doesn't happen, right? But I think, again, they saw how hungry I was, the determination, and really just the relentless commitment that I have to be very successful. I was coming in after hours to learn about products and services. I was asking for mentorship. I was doing all of that because I wanted to show them that, you know what, I may not have the experience, but I will outwork anyone out here. And I think they saw that and they gave me the opportunity.
You opened an opportunity for yourself.
That's right.
Which is so different because what most people would do is wait for the opportunity to come to you, whereas you made an opportunity for yourself.
That's right.
And that's what you're doing. I mentioned that earlier with NaFFA, is to broaden that, using that skill that you had, that you used for your life, to make it more geared toward the Filipino-American community. We'll talk about NaFFA when we return. Don't go away.